Good afternoon, Tallahassee. I'm student meteorologist Allie McCord with your Monday edition of FSU weather. You can see the sun setting over here over Doak Campbell Stadium right now. Partially cloudy skies in the area. Currently right now in Tallahassee, we're sitting at 72 degrees. Winds coming from the northeast at 5 miles per hour with partially cloudy skies. Looking at the radar for the southeast, we see a lot of cloud cover coming up from the Gulf over the Big Bend, covering a lot of our Tallahassee area, bringing that cloud cover in. Tonight in Tallahassee, it's going to be a cool 72 degrees, partially cloudy skies, and winds at 6 miles per hour. Tomorrow in Tallahassee, we're going to sit at a sunny 79 degrees, and winds also coming from the east at 6 miles per hour. Looking ahead on our show, we're going to talk about the cooler weather that has just hit us with this cold front, a glimpse at the week ahead, and we're going to have a La Nina discussion with Robert at the desk. All this and more on FSU weather.
Hello Tallahassee and welcome to this Monday edition of FSU Weather. We've got quite a lot in store today, but first we're going to look at our local forecast. A beautiful sunset again over the most beautiful stadium in the world, Doak Campbell Stadium. Nice clouds, high clouds, accentuating this nice sunset in front of us. And we've got a nice beautiful temperature to get us into the sunset here, 72 degrees, mostly cloudy, winds from the northeast at about 5 miles per hour. So really soaking in these nice conditions after the cold front came in on Saturday, really making these conditions a little bit more fall-like than we had previously with the 80s and muggy. As I said earlier, mostly high clouds, no rain or even severe thunderstorm for us to look at here. Maybe a shower or two for you guys down in the Gulf. But for us here in the Tallahassee Metro, not looking at anything, just some clouds going to move out of the area too as moisture continues to move out and give us these nice dry 50-degree dew points. Looking at this moisture, seeing it move out of the region, a little bit drier air behind it, it's going to keep these conditions nice and crisp. These more fall-like conditions that we expect instead of the more humid conditions from the summer. Really enjoying them right now for sure, I can say, as a Texan. This is a lot more like home for me, so I really like it. 70s area wide, except for a 68 in Thomasville. Really nice temperatures at this time of night. We usually see it more around 79, 80. 72 at Tallahassee, 70 Quincy, even closer to the coast, it's 70 in Apalachicola. So really area wide, seeing nice conditions spreading throughout. And dew points going to be in the 50s as well, even going to those browns. So we're seeing this condition we haven't seen in a while here, dew points this low. Nice, getting away from those 60s, getting away from those 70s, really getting into these more drier air conditions that we are more indicative of October, November. So again, we are getting into that changing season times. This is just one of those reminders of what's going on. Heat indices are basically where we're at right now because there's nothing really to keep that temperature up because the dew point is not there anymore. Wind speeds and directions are going to be fairly calm for us, around 8, 3, and 5 for most of us in Dawsonville, Quincy, and Tallahassee, respectively. So looking at, again, very calm conditions area-wide, maybe a little bit of a gusty wind for you guys up in Georgia. But, again, nothing to hold on your hats for, nothing, any severe wind or anything that we're looking at. Future radar, as I said, high clouds moving out of the region here, and by Tuesday, we're going to have these nice conditions along with basically nothing to look at for clouds or rain, maybe just another cloud popping into the region, but again, no major activity like we've seen on Saturday or last week when we had that cold front before that one. Cool, sunny, and sunny for our day planner forecast ahead, 60, 74, and 78. Beautiful conditions. And as I said, these conditions really aren't getting back that warmer. We were looking for a potential warm up into Wednesday and Thursday at the end of the week, but only warming up just a tad bit. And we're staying fairly stable with those 80s as we go into the weekend. Rain chances do return on Friday, so seeing that 30% chance of rain before we get to our football game on Saturday. Again, Tallahassee, beautiful conditions here. Enjoy them as we get through the week.
Wow, Robert, that 80 popped out to me. The football game, 80 degrees, parents coming up. Oh, it's going to be a good one. Anyways, currently, that beautiful weather is over the southeast as well as Tallahassee. 73 in New Orleans, 76 in Shreveport, 71 in Little Rock. Absolutely beautiful temperatures. And taking a look at our more southern areas, in the mid to low 80s. But hey, 81 in Miami, we'll take it. Even if it's a little more humid at 64 with our dew point in the region. Rest of Florida, 51 in Tallahassee, mid-50s across Florida. And then really starting to get to that dry air across our northern regions in Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, and Arkansas, dew points in the 40s. Definitely a taste of the fall weather that we were so desiring to have. Those winds are coming out the northeast, helping ushering that dry, cooler air all across the region. The exception being off the Key West, where it's a little more out of the easterly, help bringing in that moisture, but you can see that front has swept all the way through our region. Satellite and radar, you can see the high clouds. If you look over to Campbell Stadium, you might say, oh, it's this little wispy. This is that high cirrus clouds coming in from the southwest associated with a jet stream in the trough dip. And so, but no moisture at the surface. So this is all lost. So even though we do have upper level water vapor, moisture does indicate it is a moist atmosphere. At the surface, it is very dry, and that's what we feel. So it's nice conditions at the surface and a little moist above. This is going to continue issue in from the west and helping rain chances in the southeast later this week, and we'll get into that. Today's outlook, our lone spot in the southeast, maybe over Lubbock, Texas. Shout out to Michael who's out there. But tomorrow you can see the moisture starts to creep up into the area. New Orleans with a general risk of thunderstorms, no severe weather, but you might bring an umbrella because you might have a shower or two. And then you can see by tomorrow, this area extends all the way into that Chipola River area and westwards. Louisiana, Memphis, all in the rest of general thunderstorms, including Panama City, of course. And so only keep an eye on because that will be generally hitting our way, but pretty light. So by Tuesday afternoon, mostly sunny in our region. And of course, some showers will be coming in by Wednesday across Louisiana and the Panhandle of Florida. Some moisture creeping back into the area after a dry fall start to the week. Anyways, Charleston, South Carolina, 68 degrees, clear and cool for sometime around this area. And then tonight's forecast, quite chilly in the northern southeast to 40s to mild in the 70s across Florida. Definitely a change of air masses. And Tallahassee somewhere in between. For tomorrow's forecast, highs in the 80s, the 70s across southeast, and the upper 80s, of course, across Florida, where it's getting warmer. And so now we're going to bring it off into our next video with a new weathercaster.
Hello, Tallahassee. I'm student meteorologist Mackenzie Blaze, and I'm here with the lifestyle update. Looking at some cameras around campus, we have the Sportsplex, which mild cloud coverage, and let me tell you, a beautiful night for some intramural sports. Over at the waterfront cameras, Panama City, St. George Island, and Lake Bradford. Again, mild cloud coverage, beautiful night, sit on the water, absolutely. Airport delays are not here today. Delays are unlikely as it is sunny and 72. So if you're flying in and out of the Tallahassee airport, you should be good to go. Again, any major areas, Tallahassee, Denver, New York, Los Angeles, all those sitting around 60s and 70 degrees and no delays. What's a Monday night in October without some Monday night football? Tonight in the country music capital of the world, Nashville, we have the Bills and the Titans. Game will be a bit chilly, 59 degrees and clear skies, and let's hope both those teams do better than my Bears did last afternoon. For tonight, the stargazing forecast, it couldn't get any better. Good viewing conditions, and if you're lucky to get away from the light pollution of Tallahassee, you'll be able to see all the stars and almost a full moon. Sunset tonight at 7 p.m. and sunrise at 7:42 tomorrow. Looking ahead to this week for the dog walk forecast, we have Allie-Ann's dog Ollie here, and lucky for Ollie, it will be great dog walking conditions tomorrow. 7 a.m. a bit chilly, 56 degrees, 9 a.m. sunny and 60, and 11 a.m. sunny and 70. FSU homecomings this weekend, and conditions are great once again. 72 degrees and sunny. Perfect conditions to go see the FSU homecoming parade. And on Friday night, if you're lucky enough, doors open at 7 for Homecoming Live. Show starts at 8. I'll see you guys there. And this Saturday at 12, we have the first FSU football game in 2 weeks against UMass. Conditions will be 75 degrees and sunny, and let's hope the Noles win, as if they can clinch this week, it'll be the first time since 2017 that the Noles have won 3 games in a row. School planner for the week ahead, cool 54 degrees is the low for tomorrow, sunny, high is 80, and for the rest of the week, high is 80s, and the lows are in the 60s. Friday, we do have a chance of showers in the afternoon. And I'm going to throw it on over to the desk with Caleb and Robert.
Right, thank you. Yes, she's talking about a great weekend for us. We've got some sports going, always good stuff. Let's sort of take things out a little bit broader. We hear a condition going a lot for the United States a lot of times called La Nina. So I'm going to quickly explain what it is, and then we'll have Caleb go into some more famous La Ninas here. So first, what a La Nina is essentially we have a condition around South America where trade winds blow from the west, carrying more warmer waters away. And what happens is it makes those waters a little bit colder via upblowing, basically pulling cold water up. And what La Nina is that normal condition is just accentuated furthermore. So you see those cold waters being uploading even more, so it's colder than average. What that does is it creates conditions across most of the world differently than it is at our normal average. And Caleb will get more into that in just a second with the graphic on the screen. And what it does is it often creates droughts and also surpluses in some areas, as you can see on the screen right there.
That's right, Robert. We're going to be experiencing some drier conditions here in the southeast, and that's going to be reflected in the southwest as well. However, our neighbors to the north, this winter, you will be seeing some wetter conditions. That means more snow, more rain, especially above the polar jet stream.
Right, exactly, yes. Of course, as you can see here in the United States, as Caleb just said, many different varying conditions for us. And also something important to mention is that La Nina can also influence the hurricane season, because La Nina has been studied to be tied to the amount of shear in the Gulf. And what it can do is it reduces that shear, potentially providing an added punch to the hurricane season. So, of course, as we always say, make sure to stay prepared. Even though it looks like hurricane season might be waning, La Nina may be coming back in, might add a little extra punch to that.
That's right, and we also need to remember that La Nina is something that happens over the course of a few months. La Nina will continue to strengthen over the winter and spring, but will weaken again come this summer.
Right, exactly. La Nina can be a thing that goes back and forth, and it's always important to remember that weather conditions aren't always the same as they were last year. So don't just because something happened last year, you don't also take that it's going to happen the same again this year. For example, La Nina in 2010 to 2012 was exceptionally strong and caused very heavy droughts in East Africa and Australia. Not necessarily saying that could happen this year, but it is important to remember that these conditions can be strong at times and very much influence conditions across the world. Right, so that's a good primer for all of you talking about La Nina here. So now we're going to pass things back off to the wall for some more of our conditions.
Thanks, guys. Again, it's currently 72 degrees and mostly cloudy here in Tallahassee. Wind speeds coming from the northeast at 5 miles per hour. Looking at the radar, we can see some mild cloud coverage coming in from the Gulf. Nothing too serious, but that is in the Tallahassee area. Again, coming from the Gulf, we have mild water vapor, and we can attribute the cloud coverage, as mentioned, to this water vapor right here, but not very moist conditions here on the Big Bend. Wind speed and direction coming from the northeast, pretty mild winds, you could say. 5 miles an hour here in Tallahassee, 5 in Perry, 3 miles per hour in Valdosta, and 5 in Thomasville. Again, beautiful night here. Temperatures right now currently in Tallahassee, 72 degrees and mild cloud coverage. Up in Quincy, 70 degrees. Thomasville, 68, Valdosta, 70, and Perry is 73 degrees and sunny. The dew points right now are very low, and thank goodness for that. Seems forever since we've said that dew points are low. Because the dew points are so low, heat index, same temperatures as mentioned before. 72 degrees in Tallahassee, 70 in Quincy, and 73 in Perry. Looking ahead for the future, next 24 hours, mild cloud coverage coming in, but thankfully, by tomorrow morning, clear skies. And again, tomorrow night, clear skies too. Another great night for some stargazing. Looking ahead for the day planner forecast of tomorrow. Bit chilly walk on your 9 a.m. walk to class. Sunny, 74 at 12 p.m. and sunny and 78 at 3 p.m. Looking at the week ahead, tomorrow it will be a high of 81 degrees and a low of 54. Still sunny. All week is actually sunny. Friday, though, be sure to bring an umbrella on your walk to class. In the afternoon, there is a 30% chance of rain. As for game day on Saturday, beautiful conditions, 80 degrees and a low of 60. Looking ahead for the next week, Monday will start us off with 81 degrees with a low of 61. I'm going to pass things off
Yes. Thank you, Mackenzie. Yes, we had a very, very good conditions here for us here in Tallahassee, but we're going to look nationally right now, seeing how good they are for the rest of the nation. And I can say pretty definitively that we're seeing pretty good conditions for everyone across the area. Looking across the plains, definitely a little bit warmer than normal, even up into Canada, but I'm sure they're definitely not complaining about that right now because these are beautiful 70s with nice low dew points as well. So nothing getting into the 80s or 90s here. Also seeing 70s across the south, even getting into 50, or sorry, excuse me, almost got a little too excited there. 60s here in areas, parts of Mississippi and Alabama. But we do see 50s up in Boston and even getting into the 60s in Washington, D.C. So just seeing very nice fall time conditions here. Nothing too crazy, nothing too cold yet. Maybe seeing a little bit of snow in your Rockies here, but we're getting towards winter. But right now, let's savor the fall. Getting into these 70s here and very nice dew points as well. Not really seeing anything above 60 here except the nice outlier as always, Miami. I'm sure you guys are definitely a little bit jealous right now because you aren't really getting on the rest of the nation. But nice 40s, 30s, even getting into 20 in Billings. Seeing that overspreading most of the nation with these nice low dew points, even here into Tallahassee. 51, I'm sure most of you here at local are very much enjoying that. Also seeing these 40s across the west coast and even 30 into Salt Lake City as well. So really everyone, except Miami, sorry you guys, getting it on those dry conditions here. Most of the rain in the area across the United States is localized over here in the west and also to the north. Going to get into a little more specifically what's happening for you guys in a second. But generally, for most of the nation, seeing nice clear conditions across the plains, maybe a few high clouds, but no sort of severe weather or even organized rain with any of these. Also seeing the same conditions over the rest of the mid-Atlantic, getting into the Ohio River Valley, more clear conditions, maybe just a few high clouds as you make your way back to the south towards here in Tallahassee. And the main reason why is look at these dry water vapor conditions that we have here. Seeing a little bit of moisture here across the plains. That's not really making its way into rain though. The only area we really see that is into here with this cyclone right here, this low pressure system going around the Utah kind of region. It is dropping a little bit of rain for you guys. But seeing drier air wrapping behind that, seeing drier air coming across the Gulf, or the Great Lakes, the GI was looking for, the Great Lakes states here that we have here for some more dry conditions. And even down here, it looks like we have a little bit more wet conditions, but that's not really translating into any rain or even more moisture because this isn't really particularly moist conditions that we have right now. Again, really savoring these beautiful conditions across the United States. And with this, we're seeing not a lot of severe weather, not a lot of winter weather. The only really area we have that confined to is Wyoming, maybe parts of Utah and parts of South Dakota. So we do have some active alerts, some advisories and warnings. So if you are under those, make sure you are keeping watch of the weather, watching how much snow is dumping in your area, making sure you're driving safe and taking those precautions. But otherwise, a few small craft advisories across the west coast, so if you are boating out there, make sure you're keeping that in mind, and a red flag advisory as well, but no major organized severe weather events we're looking at right now. I said I'd get into a little more specifically, and here we are. We have the satellite and radar going across the New England states, seeing a little bit of rain make its way into your guys' area, so a little bit of clouds also going around, but nothing really too big, too organized, or any severe weather. Just a little bit rain to make your commute just maybe a little bit wet tonight. Looking out towards the Pacific Northwest, you guys are actually a little bit rain-free for the first time in a while. I'm sure you guys are enjoying that. Little clouds across the Cascades here. Most of that rain and snow activity is mostly limited to the Utah and Nevada area, however, as you can see up here. And also a few high clouds making their way into my home state, the best state of Texas here, but no severe weather or anything you really need to be worried about tonight. Again, keeping that in mind that we have really nice conditions. The only really thing that we're watching right now is this drought monitor, seeing very dry conditions off to your west. So you are going to potentially see some rain make its way into the area with a sort of fire hose atmosphere condition with all this moisture coming in and bringing a lot of rain, forecasting potentially that for next week. Again, it's going to be a little bit far out, so can't say definitively when that's going to happen or how much rain you could expect, but definitely something that could alleviate your conditions there as well. Back home, some high clouds, not much rain to look at, and overall, storm outlooks are going to be just some general thunderstorms for us as well. So just seeing those and keeping in mind that we really have no severe organized activity that we're looking at as well. Tonight and tomorrow are going to be fairly nice for us, seeing 70s for most of the region and even 60s for our highs. So again, keep in mind that we are having nice conditions, and keep this in mind when we get back to the summer when we're seeing those hundreds. So now off to Elliot.
Thank you for that look of the national weather, Robert. I just missed that. Highs in the 80s, 70s around all of Florida. We just missed the highs, but that's okay. We got the 50s right here in the Panhandle, which is beautiful high dew point temps for Florida. So we're not going to have a lot of very muggy conditions here, but we are seeing some dry air brought in from this cold front. Well, Key West is over here sitting at 68, but 51 and 50 here in Pensacola and Tallahassee, great for us over here in the Panhandle. Satellite radar, we actually have a really calm Florida for the first time ever. We're not seeing showers anywhere. The only thing really going on that's notable in Florida right now is this just all this cloud cover coming in from the Gulf, which is giving us a lot of partially clear skies here in the Big Bend. We're going to zoom down to the South Florida, and we just have very much of nothing going on over here. Little cloud cover near Key West, but nothing going on up near like Everglades, Fort Myers, Naples, or Miami. Currently right now in Miami, it is in the 80s, and it's going to be 80s across the week. We do have a chance of thunderstorms on Thursday, but that's just typical for Miami this time of year. Going up to Tampa in the high 80s, which these are just really warm temps. We thought it would cool off a little bit more, but no, Tampa has still experienced these warm temperatures this time of year. Orlando is doing the same, but still clear skies compared to down south. Going to look at the Central Florida radar, and you have a little bit of radar stuff going on over here, a little bit of rain over Tampa and St. Pete area, but still just clear all of Florida. Hopping up to Jacksonville, cloud cover everywhere moving up over this that's coming from the Gulf that Northwest Florida is experiencing. Here in Jacksonville, it is 80 degrees, low 80s the rest of the week, and clear skies, not a chance of rain, just cloudy skies this week. Hopping over to Pensacola, in the 80s, we're going to see a chance of rain on Wednesday and Thursday, but not something severe that's really going to affect us that we need to be worried about. Satellite radar for Northwest Florida is just the same cloud cover we've been seeing. Nothing really going to affect the interstate activity over Florida, just really calm Florida, untypical Florida weather. We have lows tonight in the 50s across the Panhandle, except for Pensacola, but we have nice in the 60s, the rest and down here. So you can get a better look right here, down to the 70s all over Florida. Tomorrow's highs are in the 80s across the board. Even with this cold front that has passed through, we still are going to experience these temperatures as it moves more over. South Florida is still experiencing those really high temperatures that we are used to. 89 in Fort Myers, which is quite high. But we have a nice 72 here in Tallahassee tomorrow, 81 in Jacksonville. Just great temperatures for our state this time of the year. I'm going to go ahead and pass things off to Caleb to give us our last look at our local weather.
Thank you so much, Allie-Ann. And like she said, I'll be giving you one more look at our local before we close the show. Right now behind me, we have the beautiful Doak Campbell Stadium. We are currently at 72 degrees. A lot of clouds behind me that you can see, and it's mostly cloudy with a nice wind at 5 miles per hour. Our radar's showing a lot of cloud cover. That is something that you're seeing outside currently, and that's translating over to the water vapor that we're seeing. However, thankfully, it's not too humid out despite this water vapor that we're seeing. There's really not too much severity going on, and that will be moving towards the east. The wind direction is currently 5 miles per hour in Tallahassee, 5 miles as well down the coast at Apalachicola, and 8 up at Donaldsonville. So Donaldsonville has a nice breeze going on right now. Our temperatures today, we're at 72 in Tallahassee. It's 70 down at the coast as well, but it's a little cooler inland, such as at Quincy and Thomasville at 68 for both. We're seeing low dew points as well. That's why it's feeling so nice and cool outside. Dew point at 51 at Tallahassee, slightly warmer at the coast, such as at Perry and Apalachicola. 50 up in Thomasville. Our heat index, we're at 72 in Tallahassee, 68 at Quincy. Those are just some nice, cool temperatures, something that I'm sure we're having a relief after the high temperatures we experienced last week. For future radars, lots of clouds right now, but thankfully that's going to be moving out overnight, and you're going to have nice, clear skies tomorrow morning as you walk to class. for your day planner tomorrow will be at 60 degrees in the morning. That is cold for Florida, I must say. So maybe bring a nice jacket as you go out for your first walk to class. We just missed that, but it's also going to be 74 around noon and in the high 70s as well at around 3 p.m. Our marine forecast down at Appalach is at 80 with a 10-mile-per-hour wind. Seas are going to be calm. If you don't have class, I would say tomorrow would be a great day to go down to the coast, maybe pull out a boat, go swimming. I wish I could do that. The week ahead is going to be in the 80s with some cool temperatures at night, so just 54 tomorrow. I am very excited about that, or I mean tonight, tomorrow. And this Friday, though, you need to watch out. Maybe bring a raincoat or a rain jacket or an umbrella to class as you're walking. This Saturday, though, we're going to have some nice weather. It'll be at the 80s during the game. FSU is on a 2-game winning streak, and UMass has never won an away game, so feeling good about that. And as we continue looking out, Monday it's going to be 81 as well, 61, and we're going to have that nice weather as we go in through the rest of the week, not getting into the 90s. Now I'll throw it back to the desk.
Wow, yeah, that 7th day looks awesome. There is a 30% chance of rain, but I mean, it's a 7% chance that this homecoming week is going to be rain-free.
Exactly. Yeah, we have a big homecoming week coming up. We have the UMass game, as Caleb just mentioned, which hopefully we can get 3 in a row, which I think is our first time since 2017 that McKenzie said, so that's going to be great for our team. And we have many other events coming up as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So Friday we have our homecoming parade. That's Friday 1. That's at 1 o'clock. So if you have class in the afternoon, I believe they stop after 1 to look into that. We also have powwow, so we have our concert. I'm not sure who's singing or rapping, but I do know we don't have a comedian that comes in, so that should be a good time too.
Exactly. Make sure to come out to all of our homecoming events. We got some really cool stuff coming on. And also, we got some nice weather. We got this cold front coming in, really taking our dew points down. Really going to enjoy these conditions, savor them before it starts to heat up a little bit again this week.
Yeah, it looks like we are going to heat up into the lower 80s, but that's well within climatology this time of the year. Yeah. And it looks like another weak cold front comes in this weekend, keeping it around 80 instead of really warming up.
Exactly. If we can just keep getting these cold fronts in and just taking us down, and we can just stay out of the 90s, it's going to be beautiful conditions for us.
Absolutely, yeah. So, also in other news, follow us on Twitter at FSU Weather. We love to see your tweets.
Yeah, make sure to also follow us or like us on Facebook. I definitely know how to use Facebook. We also post some photos there. I can definitely speak. Make sure to watch us live on YouTube at 6 p.m. as well.
Yes, follow us on Instagram. Also get that YouTube Premium if you really want to watch us without getting ad popping up. Of course,
yes. Make sure you subscribe to us as well, like us, comment, all that stuff, so you can get our engagement way up and we can make some money and all that stuff. I'm just joking. But also we got some nice weather and La Nina as well we talked about. So big conditions that we're going to be watching into the future. So make sure you do stay tuned. You do follow us on all our social media stuff. And yeah, we got some fun conditions for the rest of the week as well.
Yep. All right, on to now. I'm meteorologist Shane Wilder.
And I'm student meteorologist Robert Zott.